Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Joining Me Today podcast, presented by me, Bailey Smith, a guy who is so tired. I'm so tired right now.
What, dude?
I don't know how I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know where I am.
You're doing it.
I'm just about.
You're doing it.
You made it.
I made it. But yeah, once again, another fantastic episode for you guys and stuff. We're at episode 28 today and stuff, the third episode of the new era of the podcast, and obviously new era with new errors. Oh god, I can't even speak. With new errors, you get new amazing guests. There we go. We got there in the end. Top professionalism as usual.
Are these guests in the room with us?
But anyway, it's another fantastic episode for you guys. But before we get started, we've got to do the song recommendation. It's a necessity. And the song recommendation for this episode is actually going to be a song called "Second Prettiest Girl in the World" by Lauren Hibbard. She's just released another amazing album this year. I've actually previously recommended Lauren Hibbard on the show before.
Garage Superstar.
Yes.
Banging album.
One of the best indie albums of all time, isn't it? It's so good, it's so amazing.
I haven't listened to it.
Oh, it's so good.
She rocks, dude. She rocks. Shame. I'll just say hello.
She had DJ Lethal on track.
What?
Yeah, how weird.
Nice. More gas about DJ
Lauren
Lethal.
Hibbard, we love you.
So definitely go check that song out from her new album, actually, Girlfriend Material. Check out GarageBand Superstar, just check all of her music out, all of her stuff is great. And yeah, obviously check out my song recommendation from this episode. But anyway, they're jumping into the main portion of today's episode. On the show with me today, you've already seen him here already and stuff, you've already seen him on screen with me, just here and stuff, the amazing guys from the band CRASHFACE. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good man, how are you?
I'm doing all good. I see you guys are already started with the drinks. Didn't offer me one, thought it was a bit rude.
No, hey, I'm on 0%, so I don't think anyone else would like that.
I don't drink, I don't know what he's talking about.
You haven't started drinking at all, ever in your life?
No, not me.
You're just floating just on food.
Man.
And then liquid fuel, you know? It's all about the hill.
Feels pretty good. And Monster.
Monster. Big up Monster.
Well, we're actually sponsored by Red Bull, so mentioning Monster's a bad idea.
I was about to leave.
But anyway, to get things started and stuff, I've just done my song recommendation. We've obviously had a bit of a speak there and stuff about my one, but what about your guys' song recommendations?
Off the dome?
Out there. Off the dome, and it can be your own stuff. There's no limit on that.
It can be your own stuff.
I'm gonna with
New Way Out, Poppy.
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Second Poppy suggestion on the show actually. It's
New Way Out. Wait, no, not New Way Out. They're all around us. The second one.
That was, yeah.
That one instead.
I mean, both of them. They're all.
I'm gonna go Filthy Gorgeous Scissor Sisters.
Oh, classic.
What
Wow.
a tune.
Classic.
What a tune. Come on, come at me.
Never would have expected that. So out of left field. We got metal band Scissor Sisters, you know.
Filthy Gorgeous runs very deep in CRASHFACE lore.
It does run very deep.
It's been around for a long time.
We've been trying to do a cover of that for so long.
Well, we thought about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just trying to find the time.
Who did one? There was a band who did one recently. I can't remember. Was it Tokihara?
It was Tokihara, yeah.
I think it might have been Tokihara.
Yeah.
Big up.
Yeah, they got Tokihara.
R.I.P. But, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it.
You never know. So that could be something on the horizon. A cover, maybe, of that song. You never know.
100%.
Could be.
The SoundCloud exclusive. Follow me on Twitter.
Covers off.
And follow me on Twitter because I really need the validation. Or you have to call it X.
Sorry, guys, it's called X. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, sorry, you've got to call it X because Elon Musk is a massive. Anyway, so moving on to this. How you guys sort of doing at the moment? You know, we got obviously we're here on your tour, and so we haven't actually mentioned that you've got a mini tour over this weekend. We're actually here at the Grace and stuff in London, actually, and stuff. And you guys have also released an EP.
Yeah.
Life and Death in the Wasteland. It's quite a great time for you guys. How has things been?
Yeah, no, the tour's been. I mean, this is day 2, so we're actually still feeling pretty fresh. But yeah, no, it's been fun so far. A couple long drives. The record's going down really well. It's definitely my favourite body of work that we've put out, and yeah, I think it's probably the most ambitious. as well. Like we really tried to do a lot of things that we weren't necessarily capable of doing before, or lacked the confidence to do, I'd say.
Yeah, I think just doing stuff that had never really sprung to mind.
Yeah.
You know, coming from where we started with our first few tracks and the background we came from, it was all very sort of like punk oriented. So it was, all of it was quite bare bones. It was very simple setup, and as our releases have progressed, we just keep adding more and more techniques and more musical devices, and so we got to the point with this EP where we thought we'd done a lot already with Prototype last year, but I think we pushed ourselves a little bit with this one as well, and really happy with the result.
And I can definitely sort of feel that sort of on the record, and you can never really tell your guys' sound is like, obviously it was still good, sort of your old stuff, but it's matured, isn't it? It's that kind of developing, getting to that next level, and maybe a bit of help from Sam, from Orgasm. I know that you've done a song with him on the album.
Yeah.
Like, how did that all come about with Mania?
Well, we've been friends with Sam for, like, before Gasm started.
Many years.
Yeah, many years. And he's just always been so busy. We've always wanted to get into a room, and we've always spoken about making it happen over a few beers or whatever, and then finally the time came, and he came up to my little bedroom studio in London, and it was such a funny experience. Like the guy's brain is so fun to work with, like.
And for you guys as well, it must be quite cool, because it's like, you've even seen his growth, knowing him from before the Orgasm days, you've seen him get to the point he's at now, and so it's like for you guys, it's not even like it's working with this like famous producer or famous sort of singer, you're like, it's our mate, innit?
Yeah.
So it must be quite cool for you guys to see how he's like progressed.
Yeah, it rules. Obviously him and Milky as well. It's so cool to see, like, from the inception only a few years ago, how passionate like they've always been about music to where it's gotten them in such a short amount of time. So like, props to them.
Oh yeah, massive props to them. Check out their stuff as well. I appreciate, just quick shout out to Orgasm. They did a song for wrestling recently, and I'm a massive fan of wrestling, so
same here, brother.
Shout out,
Hit me up.
Favourite wrestler now, I've got to ask you.
Favourite wrestler?
Yeah.
Probably Jeff Hardy.
Oh.
Jeff Hardy, or I know it's like super cliche, but I do love The Rock in prime, like not now, not Final Boss.
Ooh, controversial. You would get hate for that. People are big on the Final Boss.
No, don't get me wrong. I love that he's back, and like at the end of Bad Blood, like he came out. I was like, it wasn't really much of a cameo because he was there for like 10 seconds, and then again I was like, okay, I love you so much, but like, what was that? Like, he rules, and I'll always love him. But OG Prime Rock, Brahma Bull was like so much better than more Final Bosses.
Rey Mysterio could take all those.
He really could.
And
I just like the mask,
Oh, 100%. And if you want to find these guys on Twitter to hate against their wrestling opinions, I'll put their Twitter handles right here. I'll say X.
I am going to drink now.
Yeah, sort of, we spoke a little bit about sort of collaborations and all that, because you spoke about your collaboration with like Sam and all that, but you guys have also opened for many bands actually on the sort of scene, whatever, including Late Malice actually, previous guests on the show.
Yeah.
I believe you guys opened for them at the Camden show.
Yeah, Underworld.
Yeah, which was 2 days before I then went up to Norwich to interview them, so it's all kind of related. So, so what was it like to have all of these bands you came with opening? Like, it must be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've had quite a time of it, We've done shows with Frank Carter, The Rattlesnakes, Hot Milk, Kenny Hoopla, Stand Atlantic, all these bands that we love and like we love listening to. So it's honestly like when you are doing that sort of thing, it's kind of a little bit of self-doubt creeps in, but then suddenly it's just like the shows are always so much fun. And it's so in our scene as well, so the fans have always been really receptive. And yeah, it's been a right old whale of fun.
It's really the best possible way you can get into it, because we haven't been doing it very long. We're like 3-4 years in, but like it's such a learning experience to play those kind of shows. But at the same time, because you're playing with those artists that you actually like, it's also just like so much fun. It's like if school was good.
Yeah.
It's like that sick teacher you have, you know, and you're like, you know what? I don't mind doing history, you know. It's like because the bands rule, the crew rule.
Yeah,
it's also a step up. So it's like you're learning, but you're having a sick time. So yeah, it's been such a blast, man.
Oh yeah, I bet it has been. And sort of you actually brought up an interesting note about sort of being accepted by the fans at these gigs, being an opening act, because you see it sort of all the time and stuff like that, where bands will be opening acts, and I think you more see it sort of, not to accuse any genre or anything, but more in the pop scene, you can see it's a bit like, because you know, people are more into their mainstream, they're there for their person, so you see them opening acts and they're on their phone, don't care, but I bet for you guys being more in that kind of metal alternative scene, people are like, you then get like 50 fans that night or something. It must be quite awesome to have all that acceptance.
We've got on, I mean, we're quite energetic on stage, so it's pretty hard just to not look.
People find a way.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
I mean, that's the thing though, it's like, I'd love to open up for like a pop artist or something, just because it would be a bit out there, and I think it would be quite, let's say, quite, like a mirror of how people listen to music these days, you know, because obviously Spotify, people just, you know, stick playlists on shuffle, they don't really go through.
We even see like Bring Me the Horizons kind of, like bands like that have kind of blended those genres together, so it's like they're considered pop in some ways, so pop fans like that, so you guys would be more embraced in, so it kind of all links together.
The thing is that the modern day listener is like so much smarter than what, you know, generic listeners were like a few years ago, because they have such an access to such a wide range of, you know, music. Like there isn't really a group, or there isn't really any people anymore that like only listen to one genre. Like if you do, it's kind of stupid. but like there's so much crossover and there's so much collaboration now. It's like no one's just stuck in their ways anymore. Like pretty much everyone who comes to these shows or whatever, or gets involved, they like all kinds of music. So if you get booked for a show or whatever, and the headline artist has put you on that show, they've clearly done it for a reason. Yeah. So you go up and you do your thing, and the fans will enjoy it because they are there, you know. And if not, sweet, don't have to come to the next one. It's like, fans are so much smarter now. Yeah. They have so much more capacity to take in a lot more now. They're not just being fed one thing. So whenever you're on the stage, you just do your thing, and then if you're doing it well, people will like it.
And if you guys can actually go see these guys, you definitely should, because
you so should.
It'd be funny if you went, actually, you know what, don't come. Don't give a fuck, just refund all your purchases, but no, if you can go see these guys, you definitely should, and stuff like that. They're doing sort of amazing stuff and all that. And speaking of amazing stuff, in the research for this interview, I found out something very interesting about you guys.
You're gonna go strap in, boys.
We'll save the blood type, name your blood type till later. That's fine.
Social security number, all that thing, you know.
Oh, dope. But you guys have done a song for a video game.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Like it's called, I think, Vampire the Masquerade and stuff.
Bloodhunt.
Bloodhunt, the Battle Royale. Like, how did that all come about? I couldn't believe when I found it. I was like, that's amazing.
It was really cool. I'm a massive sort of gamer myself, and I do a lot of like battle royales and like first person stuff. I've never actually played Bloodhunt because at the time it was still in like beta stage, and it wasn't available on Xbox. I'm on Xbox. It was only PC and PS. And I was hoping that they'd send me a copy because we did the song. They still haven't. So Bloodhunt, come on. But no, I think they just emailed us. I think they.
Yeah, it was a cold email.
Yeah, it was just a cold email. They were just looking for a song for the Bruin faction in the game, and that's like it's like their equivalent of like the Hells Angels. It's like a vampire like biker club sort of thing.
Badass.
And they wanted like a thrashy sort of rock song that was playing in the bar when you go like HQ and you're hanging out. And they said they loved Ultra. Yeah. So. Yeah, we were just like, all right, no problem.
Charlie just goes, I've actually got a song about vampires. We need to write.
I wrote this song before CRASHFACE was even the thing. Yeah. And it was like vampire themed, and I just never did anything with it. And then we got the email, and I was like, wow.
It was really funny for a guy that can't drive. You have a lot of lyrics about cars.
Dude, I know, right?
Like I have to just weird. This. Like, yeah, that's mad.
I No, but I do it all the time. Every song I write, like I always end up writing something about like a road, or like steering wheel, or wheel.
Do you think for you it's like because you aspire to have a car and be able to drive? Is that what it is? Is it like it's like you're riding back because it's like you're riding back your truck? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I could not want to drive less. I'm so stressful. He doesn't.
I do all the driving on all the roads, no matter how long it is. I do.
It's not like on purpose, so you're doing all the driving. That's the game.
I can't actually drive.
I thought you couldn't do it. I thought that was something you haven't got a car.
No, I can't. But imagine this whole time that I could actually drive.
So to make it 100% clear then, you can drive and you can't drive.
I do all the driving.
I definitely cannot drive.
You're starting to doubt this.
Guys, I think we're splitting them up. I think I've officially split off CRASHFACE.
Listen, you know.
Make your own way.
Are you guys football fans at all?
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I'm a massive F1 fan.
Oh.
I'm a rugby fan.
Oh, well, I didn't actually expect that. So that kind of kills that question. Asking about.
No, ask me anyway.
What song would you like on FIFA? Because the FIFA soundtrack is a bit
Oh,
better.
The soundtrack.
We play FIFA,
yeah. No, I mean we still play FIFA.
One of ours or any song?
One of yours. That's what I mean. So we're talking about games being in songs, but let's say you just submit a song to EA say, hey,
About games being sold. I like that.
Always like that.
Imagine a choose your own song. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Games being sold like a choose your own adventure song. You're just like, what do I want to hear
Which
now?
song of ours
Breakdown, blues, breakdown.
Let's shove us back to the beginning. Hang on.
I think Atrocity would go.
Atrocity would be quite fun. I think
that makes sense.
I think Systematic, our first ever song. I think that'd be quite fun.
That'd be a good FIFA one.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I think Systematic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. Final answer.
No, I'm going Steel.
Nice.
Justice for Steel.
One day in the game, you never know.
Yeah, man.
The success gets going.
Well, when they finally actually pull their fingers out of to make a good rugby game, I'll pitch for that. Alright? So, EA, stop about.
I've got to ask, did you ever play Rugby 15?
I think so, yeah.
That was the latest proper rugby game.
Not the latest one.
I think they haven't made one since.
You've been done dirty.
I might be wrong.
Rugby World Cup.
Rugby World Cup, that was 2016.
Oh, that was around the Saturday.
Rugby World Cup 2016, yeah.
God, that game is bad. I've
Terrible.
seen the whole game.
Although I remember playing it at the time, and I was like, this rules. I think I tried to download it like a few months ago. I was like, oh, this does not rule. But yeah, for some reason, well, I say for some reason, it's because no one watches rugby in Britain. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, American football is better, but
Oh, give up.
it's so much better. I'm sorry, I've got to say it. I know my dad will hate me for that, but it is better. I enjoyed it. Yeah, like we've covered sort of a lot of good ground and stuff. We covered sort of, covered a bit of like the past, bit of the sort of present in terms of your tour and sort of EP coming out. But now we want to talk about future plans. Sort of what is in the sort of future for you guys? Are you looking at, are you looking maybe even at an album soon? You've released a couple of EPs. Are you looking at an album now at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. We're an album's always that thing that artists aspire to do, even though like necessarily it's not the best way that people consume music anymore. It's still a different way in which you can sort of tell a story over an extended period of time, and that's something that I've really wanted to do. So we're kind of getting the bones together for that sort of thing.
We're always thinking about it, but like the main thing that we always say is like you only get one debut album. So unless everything is 100%, locked in place and we're happy with everything, and it'll take as long as it takes. But yeah, it's something that's always on our minds.
So it's something where it's not like a concrete thing, but it's like it's definitely in your horizon.
It's gonna happen.
When? When's a big question?
Next year? No, I'm kidding.
tomorrow. But yeah, no, and then we got a couple of shows coming up with Wargasm, which will be really fun. Very excited for them. Maybe Sam will pop out and do Maniac live. I don't know.
He probably won't.
He might not.
Just straight up disappointed. No, he probably won't.
Probably won't.
And then we got a couple of things lined up for next year that we haven't announced yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just looking forward to the future.
If you were to give a piece of advice to someone, what's the most important piece of advice you'd give?
Have too much fun.
Good, I like that.
Don't take yourself too seriously. That one. Let's go with that one. Don't take yourself too seriously. Enjoy it, you know.
It's okay to come to your own sort of conclusions on what you think is important. I kind of thought about this like literally. Was it? That wasn't last night. It was the night before. Tuesday, Wednesday night. I was in work. I went behind a bar. And I was in work, and there was this table of guys. They were like the only people in the bar, and they were all musicians. They were chatting about doing shows. And I live in like a middle of nowhere sort of country town. But they were chatting really enthusiastically about doing these shows, and there was.
Sorry, that's our sponsor.
And they were just saying they were getting really in depth about how like their release plan was going and all this stuff. And they were making some like really dead on points, and I was just listening to it all like, you know, none of this really makes sense, but they were really passionate about it. So, think strongly about what you want to do, but, you know, change is always welcome in an industry like this, so, yeah. Sorry, that music completely threw me off.
To be honest, it sounds better than half the things I say on the show, to be honest. I chat absolute one forward stuff. It's even better and stuff when I get into my Yoda mode, when I start flipping around words. That's fantastic, I lose my train of thought.
Games and songs, that was my favourite one.
Yeah, I even had to think, what did I even say? I got so thrown off. But we got there in the end, guys, we got there in the end. But anyway, this has been a fantastic episode of the show and stuff. To end off, shout outs, give out your shout outs. In Hot One style, as the show like says and stuff, you know, I'll tell the audience what you got going on.
Life and Death in the Wasteland, our third EP is out now. Go and stream it, it rules. We are currently on a mini tour, but this will probably be out when that's done. Yeah, cool. The tour was amazing. We might be doing some shows with Wargasm, or they might have passed. If not, come and see. And yeah, just check out CRASHFACE, man. It means the world, and it helps us do what we do. So. Yeah, brilliant sort of shout outs and stuff. And we have brand new merch on our website.
Get that. That synchronisation, that was so good. That actually was not planned. But anyway, another fantastic episode of the show and stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you guys next time. Peace out.